Assalamu alaikum. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. I didn't think there was that many youth. Is everybody here is youth? Allahu A'lam. That's fine. Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Allahumma alimna ma yanfa'una wa anfa'na bima 'allamtana innaka sami'un mujibud du'a. I was asked to talk about faith and how do I stay strong. And if any question is really need to be asked, the one I just said, how do I stay strong? And by the way, both sides. But the question before that, why I am not strong. I remember some time ago, I can't remember when was that or where was that, someone said to me, I think when I was studying, because the question and the statement was said like that. Why the people of falsehood are so strong in spreading their message, and why we, the people of truth, meaning we know there's God, we know there's Allah, we worship Him, we're people of morals, we want to make this earth a better place, why we are not? And I want every one of you to ask yourself this question. Those of you who are studying in colleges or studying in universities, those of us who are working in the real world, I call it, corporate America, hospitals, firms, schools. Yes, we are minorities. Sometimes you are the only one. I was the only one in my residency in the whole hospital, one of the biggest hospitals in St. Louis, Missouri, Washington University, to the point when I entered day one, they looked at me and says, what's your religion? This is before Islam became well known. This is just before September 11th. So the question is for everyone, before I tell you why and how, is why we are hesitant. Why I am shy to say I'm a Muslim. For the brothers, why Muhammad becomes Mo? And for the sisters, why Sarah becomes Sarah? Why? Why when I'm fasting, I say I'm on a diet? And when I want to go to pray, I say I need a break. I'm sharing with you reality, maybe none of you in this room, bi'idhnillah. But there is an issue inside us. And that's where, when I was looking at the title, Identity Rooted in Faith. Meaning, faith, if I translate this to reality, I'll say faith expressed in identity. You are externally, should be, what you are internally. If you are a Muslim, then your outside conduct and manners, and the way you present yourself should reflect this. And yes, I'm the only one, or maybe two of us, but I said this a week ago, and I said when he came, alayhi salatu wassalam, to Mecca, he was the only one. For 3 years, only 6 people. Every time I go to Umrah, I go to Hajj, and for those of you who are going, may Allah accept. And you see all these millions, it was one person. But he was rooted in faith. And the young people around him, Sayyidina Ali, how old was he? They were rooted in faith. So what I want to share with you is why we are not as rooted. I'm not going to say we are not rooted. A'udhu billah, you will not be here. But why we are not as rooted as we should be, let alone what Allah wants us to be, let alone when He looks at you and me and say, something is missing. And the question is, go back 2 months ago, and everybody in this room were in masajid. The masajids were full. I'm talking about Ramadan. If you missed your Taraweeh, you're going to be sad. Right? I need to run, so I make it. so I can find a parking, so I can enjoy the Quran. What happened? The day of Eid, everything is gone. I'll ask everyone here, and this was a smaller group, I would love to hear your answer. Where is the Quran now if you compare it with Ramadan? If it is still available. Or the Quran is, I call it PRN. For any physician in this room, they know what that means. Meaning as needed. So like Tylenol, you take it when you have a headache. What happened? Why I was and you were much stronger in Ramadan. Same person, same name, same family, same city, same work, same university, same school. What was the difference? Don't tell me Ramadan. When people tell me Ramadan, I say Ramadan is a month, is a name. What was different is you and me. We were focused, we had a goal, we knew it is an opportunity, and we didn't want to miss it. Why I am in Ramadan different than what I am now? Because what I was doing in Ramadan, I stopped doing. So to stay strong and unshakable. So when you enter that plane that I did yesterday, 170 people in each plane, and I was the only one look like what you see now, I'm fine. I don't care. What is missing is, what are we doing now? There is a beautiful poem by Abdullah ibn Mubarak. رأيت الذنوب تميت القلوب ويورث الذل إدمانها. I saw, or I came to realize, that sins will kill the heart, and being addicted to sin will cause humiliation. وترك الذنوب يحيي القلوب. Something in this is not coming to me exactly. And staying away from sins will give life to your heart. وخير لنفسك عصيانها. And the best thing you do for yourself, for your nafs, go against your nafs. Memorize this. There is so many ways to stay grounded. And this is actually any one of you who's going to study Aqeedah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you all study. And Aqeedah is creed, what we believe in. But the practical Aqeedah, not the theory. Immediately you will be taught this. Al-iman yazidu wa yanqus. Faith increase and decrease. It never stays plateau. Even for the Sahaba, even for the companions. So it's expected, but that's not an invitation or justification. But it will happen. That one day you're going to wake up for tahajjud, you're going to do your fajr perfect, maybe even in the masjid, and you're going to be the person you want to be. And in the night, it's completely opposite. You're straggling, you're tired, I don't know if I can do Isha, let me just take a rest and then we'll see. Then suddenly I'm on my phone, on my tablet, and I'm looking at things I hate to look at, but I'm doing it. Al-iman yazidu wa yanqus. This first thing you all have to learn. It's going to increase and it's going to decrease. Oh, great. So what is the issue? Why do I have this talk? The question, what makes it more? And what makes it less? What do I do to increase my faith? And what do I do, or what did I do that my faith is less? Look at yourself in Ramadan. That's the gauge. That's the litmus paper. What did you do in Ramadan? Anyone can tell me, you will all agree on what I'm going to say. Number one, you were fasting. And it was not easy. You were the only one fasting in this 400 or 4,000 student school or university or the place, but you were fasting. Second, You were reading Quran. It doesn't matter how much, but Quran was part of your day. There's things you normally do outside, you didn't do it. And I have seen youth saying this to me. And I said, why? How come? They said, it's Ramadan. So they don't. Your social media for sure was less in Ramadan. Maybe nil. You are going to the masjid. You are doing Taraweeh. So what is this under what? The second statement of the principle of this deen, of the creed of this deen. Al-iman yazidu bil-ta'a wa yanqusu bil-ma'asiyah. Memorize it. Iman, increase with obedience, and decrease with disobedience. Does not matter where you live. If you are in Mecca, facing the Kaaba, there is no more honorable, spiritual place to be spiritual than looking at the Kaaba. Yet you were looking at your phone. Yet you were scrolling through the social media, and you kept looking at something that you shouldn't look at. I can guarantee you, your iman is going downhill at that point. So each one of us, to learn this practically. I don't want to give you theory and then you leave and then, okay, fine, I don't remember. First one, usually when you read about this subject, what increased faith, people will put this later. I always put it number one. Because this is something I have control over. If I'm going to tell you, you need to read Quran daily, let's say 30 pages, you're going to tell me, barely I can do one. But you can, each one of you, and look at me and tell me no, and then I'll apologize. Each one of you can stay away from the disobedience of Allah. You know why? Because staying away from the disobedience of Allah is a choice I make. Allah does not force me. Very few, if any, circumstances Allah will allow that I'll be under this coercion to do sin. Nobody will force me to listen to this, or look at this, or follow this, or drink this, or smoke this, or have these friends. Nobody. It is me, and please forgive me. I'm speaking to you all as the youth, as my children. We justify it. Justify it. And the list of justification is as long as it can be. So the first thing, and I'm going to give you points, whatever Allah allows us in this time. The first thing, everyone, young and not young, by the way, stay away from sins. If you tell me, I have two things I have to do at one time, and I can only do one of them, and I will tell you, or I will ask you, what are they? You're going to tell me, this, stay away from it, this sin, or do this good deed. My answer will be, stay away from sin. وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ يَحُولُ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَقَلْبِهِ. Allah said this in Surah Al-Anfal. Know that Allah will can put a barrier between you and Him. And scholars tells you the barrier is sin. So number one, each one of us identify what is your weakness. Don't tell me social media, because that's what people tell me, social media. I say, where do you know me from? Social media is not all bad. How do we know about what is happening in Gaza if there was no social media? It is not the social media, it is what I choose to see and follow in social media. My choice. That's why Allah will take me accountable, because it's a choice. If it was not a choice, He will not take me accountable. So number one, identify the sins in your life and remove them one by one. This will take me to the next one. I'm going to try to take you, so inshallah you can remember it. What is making you do this sin or that sin? And number one answer, again, if this was a smaller group, I would have chat with you directly, is who are your friends? Young and old. Who do you spend time with? Who do you follow? Who do you like? What do you share? Which people you share? And there is a verse in the Quran, majority of you are familiar with, because the surah, the chapter, we read it every Friday. And the talk and the order, or the verse, was an order to Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. And then, of course, comes to you and me. وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ وَلَا تَعْدُ عَيْنَاكَ عَنْهُمْ تُرِيدُ زِينَةَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَلَا تُطِعْ مَنْ أَغْفَلْنَا قَلْبَهُ عَنْ ذِكْرِنَا اتَّبَعَ هَوَاهُ وَكَانَ أَمْرُهُ فُرُطًا. I'll translate. Be patient. Look at the first word. Patient is needed for the tough things. And he's telling it to Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ. Practice patient. Stay with who? يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ. Those who call, those who are with Allah, those who are connected with Allah, those who remind you of Allah, those who will take you to Allah, I say. بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ, on daily basis, not on Ramadan only. Morning and evening. يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. There is no reason they are doing this other than they want to please Allah. So when your friend, again, he or she, older or younger, they look at you and tell you, let's go for Maghrib, and then we'll go exercise, for ice cream, do this or do that. Those are the people you need to spend time with. Those are the people you need to practice patient, because he told him, wasbir, it's not easy. Choose your friends. There is a statement in the English language, and there is a hadith of Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, subhanallah, both the same meaning. The hadith, of course, I'm going to start with the words of the best human being. الْمَرْءُ عَلَى دِينِ خَلِيلِهِ فَلْيَنْظُرْ أَحَدُكُمْ مَنْ يُخَالِلُ. The human being, the person, al-mar, ala dini khalili. He is like the religion of his friend. And al-khalil is not a friend. Al-khalil is a close friend. The khalil is like Sayyidina Ibrahim was Khalilur Rahman. He was the khalil. It's a close friend. You text every single day. Allah knows how many times. It's the person who you are so connected and attached. You want to see them. You want to spend time with them. You want to go out with them. You want to travel with them. الْمَرْءُ عَلَى دِينِ خَلِيلِهِ فَلْيَنْظُرْ أَحَدُكُمْ مَنْ يُخَالِلُ. Look at the advice. Look, he said. Look who are your close friends. If your close friends are those who are pulling you away from Allah, and I'm speaking general, there's many examples. Run away from them before your deen run away from you. Or run away from them before your religion and your akhirah run away from you. And I'm not talking about non-Muslims. I'm talking about in general. Muslims or non-Muslims, doesn't matter. Those makes fun of you. Those who tells you, oh, you still pray? Those who tells you, because all what I'm sharing with you, I was asked. And I was made fun of. Oh, you don't drink? Oh, you don't smoke? Oh, you don't have a boyfriend? What do you do in life? That's not our deen. That's not my path to akhirah. That's not where I want to go. جاء الإسلام غريبا وسيعود غريبا فطوبى للغرباء. He said it عليه الصلاة والسلام. Islam came as a stranger and it's going to come back as a stranger. Place in Jannah for the strangers. Do you want to be in Jannah? Do you want to be that stranger when you come to your workplace? You're the only one looking like this, or the only one who says, no, I can't go for happy hour. It's tough. But if Jannah is your goal, if that's where you want to be, then it's not easy. ألا إن سلعة الله غالية. ألا إن سلعة الله الجنة. Verily, that's what he said, alayhi salatu wassalam. Verily, what Allah has is very expensive. What Allah has is Jannah. What is your goal? Al-mar'u ala dini khalilih. Who is your friend? And the statement in English, tell me who's your friend, I'll tell you who you are. It's a very well-known statement. Subhanallah, that's our deen. So number one, stay away from sins. Block things that you are weak. We are all weak. Don't tell me it doesn't affect me. It will. Don't tell me I can stop the moment I want. I would love to say yes, but no. Block anything that's taking you away from Allah. Block it. Make it harder on your nafs to disobey Allah. Number two, don't leave the friends, but move away from them. They still have rights upon you. If they are sick, you text them, ask about them. If they need help, you help. But don't spend your precious time with them because they will pull you. The statement in Arabic says, as-sahibu sahib. It's just two letters different. As-sahib, the friend, sahib, will pull you. For my dear sisters here, I have friends, when I start seeing their pictures, very close friends to me. We used to go for Fajr together when I was studying. And I start seeing her pictures on social media. I can tell sooner or later she will take off her hijab. And that's exactly what happened. We get affected. So first, stay away from sins. Number two, who are your friends? Choose them carefully, like you choose the things very important in your life. Second, third, know your Creator. Know your Creator. And we are in the time of AI and technology. More than you know how to fix a problem in your phone. Know your Lord way more than you know your children. The more you know Allah, everything else becomes so trivial. Everything else that's so difficult on you to do becomes nothing. And Allah said it, إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاءُ. Allah said it. Those who know Him, scholars, not necessarily scholars. I'm not going to use the word scholars. The knowledgeable people are truly are those who knows Allah well. If I'm going to ask you again, if this was a smaller, I normally do it. If I'm going to tell you who's Allah, you're going to give me the 99 names of Allah, which is great. But then I'm going to say, really? Really? I'll give you an example. Inshallah, it will not happen. If at this moment, something happened in this room that is scary, what is the first word going to come from your mouth? Then I'm going to tell you, where is Allah? If you lose your phone in the middle of the night and you are driving alone on that highway, and then something happened to the car and the phone is not working, dead, what is the first thing you're going to do? Then I'll tell you who's Allah in your heart. Know Allah. Know Him. Ask Him in your salah, in your dua, that Ya Allah, arifni bik. Ya Allah, tell me who you are. Who are you? Who are you? We all say, Wallahi, Wallahi, but who's He? Do I spend time to know Him? Do I spend time to know Him? You can tell me, how do I know Him? I'll tell you two things. And that's what, again, our deen teaches us. يُعْرَفُ اللَّهُ بِآيَاتِهِ الْمَنْظُورَ وَالْمَكْتُوبَ. Allah usually is known through His signs that you see and signs that you read. Now connect Ramadan and why you were stronger. There is nothing will bring you closer to Allah than two things. You spend 5 minutes. I'm not very familiar with Baltimore, but I can tell you I come from California. Nothing will make me stronger than that moment when I'm looking at the ocean and there is a sunset. And you just keep looking at that. And then suddenly the sun is getting disappearing. It's an amazing scene. And then you say, where are you going? And then comes to you that the sun went to prostrate to Allah. That thought immediately reflects in you, are you prostrating? That's one. And the second one, I want you all to know this, the meaning of it. Al-Hasan al-Basri has an amazing statement. Says, Ya ibn Adam, innama anta ayyam. Son of Adam, all of us, you are but days. And when the day is gone, part of you is gone. When the day is gone, part of you is gone. So when you see the sunset, part of me is gone. Reflect on the creation of Allah. If I ask everybody, what do you see? You all gonna tell me, I see a screen, you see me, I see people, I see chair. You didn't see him. You didn't see him. You saw things. Versus, I see his creation. Learn to reflect. Learn to reflect. إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب. Verily in the creation of the heavens and the earth and the changing of the day and the night is a sign for those who can reflect, or those who are in our day and time smart. Don't get caught and busy in the rat race, I call it. You're driving and you're texting and you're listening. Yeah. Take a time off. Take a time off. Successful people in the corporate world, they take time off daily, close the door and do nothing, just reflect. And they do yearly. That's us, we should be. That's what Allah told us. 5 minutes a day. I'm not gonna say hours. I know how busy all of us. 5 minutes a day, which He made it compulsory to us. Salah, but it doesn't work this way. After Salah, sit down, 2 minutes. Resist this impulse in you to look at your phone. And just close your eyes and ask Allah this question, who are you? Show me. Do this daily and see what will happen to your heart. The more you know Allah, the more you know the beauty, the reality of this, and the more faith becomes rooted, engraved without you doing. Stay away from sins. Know who is Allah. Look at your surroundings, young and old. Who are your friends? Next one, connect to the Quran. That's what happened to us in Ramadan. We spend at least 3 hours a day with the Quran. You're in Taraweeh. Majority of the Muslims don't know what the Imam is saying, but they're standing. And the feet hurts, and it's late, but I'm doing it. Of course my iman will be stronger. What do you think the Kareem, the generous, will do to my heart when I'm standing in there and I have to go to work tomorrow and I was starving and just barely ate, but I'm standing to listen to his words and praying. What will he do to me? Al-Hasana bi'ashrati amthaliha wa azid. The good deed times 10, I give more. Quran, 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 Quran. أفلا يتدبرون القرآن أم على قلوب أقفالها. What is wrong with them? Don't they reflect on the Quran, or their hearts are locked? Allah said this in Surah An-Nisa. What is wrong with us Muslims? Why do we have time for everything, but we don't have time for Quran? You don't understand it, read the translation. I can't read it, read the transliteration. What is the excuse? What is the excuse? Nothing will bring you closer to Allah more than His words. As an Imam Sayyidina Uthman, it was in my memorization school. Every time I go up on that stairs, I see it. لو طهرت قلوبنا ما شبعت من كلام ربنا. If our hearts were pure, they will never have enough of the words of Allah. Reflect on the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Connect with the Quran. Stay away from sins. Choose your friends carefully. Carefully, the younger the better. And the last but not the least, do extra good deeds wherever you can. I'm not talking about only salah and siyam. There's a lot of good deeds you can do, and it will bring you closer to Allah. I will end up with this example. And this happened actually 2 weeks ago. We have every Monday in the masjid young professionals, and it's usually, mashallah, very well attended. And as we were entering, there is a booth where there is a couple who are selling, drinks, some cookies. And somebody, right, the people were saying, can we give you this? They said, okay, give me this. So she took something. She was a she took something. Then she looked back. I was there. And there was the cleaning lady, a Spanish lady, not Muslim. She looked at her and says, and everybody was eating, she was cleaning. And she said, do you want some? And the woman looked at her as if never, no one did this to her, recognized her as a human being. And then you can see that she was stunned. And then she said, sure. So the woman didn't, you know what she did? She went back. Actually, no, she gave her her plate. And then she said, do you want any drink? And the woman said, okay. She looked at them and says, give her a drink, whatever she wants, I'll pay for it. That's a good deed. This is every day around us. Learn to do good deeds. Be a hunter of good deeds, and your faith will be stronger and stronger. يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. يا مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا إلى طاعتك. The most frequent dua he alayhi salatu wasalam used to say, the one, oh the one who you turn the hearts, turn our hearts to your obedience, or or keep our hearts steadfast, rooted in faith, and move our heart, turn our heart towards your obedience. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us strong. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us stronger. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala move away every distraction from us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gather us all in Jannat al-Firdaus ala sururin mutaqabilin. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi tasliman kathira. Jazakum Allahu khairan.